Alright, pause for 1 second and look at this map. This tiny dot right here, Hawaii. Nearly 4,000 kilometers from California, farther than New York, is from London. 1.43 million people live. Yet it hosts over 53,000 U.S. military personnel. The U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, Pearl Harbor, and some of the most important naval bases on Earth. This isn't a travel video, it's a power story. So hit like, subscribe, let's break down 15 facts that explain why Hawaii looks small on the map but is absolutely massive in American geopolitics. Fact 1. Hawaii is America's all-seeing eye in the Pacific. If the Pacific Ocean had only a surveillance camera, it would be parked right over Hawaii. Sure, these islands sit nearly 4,000 kilometers from California, yet only about 6-8 flying hours from East Asia. That placement turns Hawaii into the ultimate mid-ocean pivot. Nearly 40% of all U.S. trans-Pacific air and naval movements pass within operational range of Hawaii. Without it, ships crossing the Pacific Ocean will have to expend extra fuel covering 2,500 to 3,000 kilometers of vast ocean, with no major refueling or command hub. That's why Hawaii hosts 53,000 plus U.S. military personnel and the Indo-Pacific Command. Think easily of it like this. Hawaii is the only light switch in a dark room. The person who can control it is the one who truly has the most power. Thanks to it, they were able to see everything. Fact 2. Hawaii's volcano doesn't explode. It eats everything, slowly. Kilauea is one of the most active volcanoes on Earth, and that's exactly what makes it terrifying. It's capable of erupting for decades on end. From 1983 to 2018, parts of Kilauea erupted almost non-stop. That's 35 years of lava on a schedule. During the 2018 eruption alone, lava from new ground cracks moved fast enough to wipe out entire neighborhoods, destroying 700 plus homes in weeks. And when that lava hits the ocean, it creates a toxic cloud of hydrochloric acid and microscopic glass shards. It looks like mist, but burns like poison. In Hawaii, destruction doesn't arrive with a bang. It shows up and just doesn't leave. Fact 3. Hawaii is the most isolated place humans ever decided to live. Hawaii isn't just far, it's commitment level far. Imagine standing in Honolulu. The nearest continent in any direction is thousands of kilometers away. Fly west for 5-6 hours? Still ocean. Fly east for 5 hours? Still ocean. No shortcuts, no nearby neighbors. Just water in every direction. Every plant, animal, and human who ever arrived here had to survive an ocean journey of thousands of kilometers. Birds got blown off course, seeds floated for months. Polynesians navigated here using stars and waves with zero GPS. So here's the fun question. If someone paid you a fortune to live somewhere with no phone signal, no Wi-Fi, no quick exit, surrounded by an endless ocean, how long do you honestly think you'd last? Fact 4. Hawaii doesn't change its clocks or its attitude. Hawaii doesn't do daylight saving time at all. It's one of only 2 U.S. states, along with most of Arizona, that never spring forward or fall back. The reason is surprisingly practical. Hawaii sits close to the equator, so daylight barely changes across the year, roughly a 1-hour difference between seasons. Which makes turning back the clock meaningless. But here's the cultural twist. Locals also run on something unofficial called Hawaiian time. It's not a time zone, it's a mindset. A laid-back, unhurried way of life, where being slightly late to casual meetups is totally acceptable. That's a complete contrast to the high-pressure, time is money, pace of cities like New York or Washington, D.C. Fact 5. Hawaii is closer to war zones than most Americans realize. When people picture Hawaii, they imagine beaches and ukuleles. The Pentagon sees something very different. From Hawaii, U.S. forces can reach East Asia, Southeast Asia, and the Western Pacific faster than from almost anywhere on the mainland. Tokyo, Seoul, Manila, even parts of the South China Sea all sit within practical military flight range. That's why Hawaii isn't just a vacation spot, it's a forward operating living room for the US military. Missiles tested here don't aim outward. They simulate real distances to real flashpoints. So while tourists sip Mai Tais, Hawaii quietly stays within arm's reach of half the world's tension. Fact 6. Hawaii is where the US practices for wars that haven't happened yet. Here's the eerie part. Hawaii isn't just near potential flashpoints, it's where the United States rehearses them. Massive military exercises like RIMPAC turn the surrounding ocean into a live-action chessboard with dozens of nations quietly watching each other play. Submarines disappear on purpose. Radar systems get stressed. Aircraft practice flying routes that just happen to match real-world conflict distances. To locals, it might look like another loud training week. But zoom out and it's clear. Hawaii is where future scenarios get tested before headlines exist. It's not a battlefield. It's the dress rehearsal. Fact 7. Hawaii's beauty is actually a strategic weapon. This sounds dramatic, but beauty is power. Hawaii attracts millions of visitors annually from Asia, Oceania, and the mainland. That creates soft influence, cultural familiarity, emotional attachment. People don't just visit Hawaii, they fall in love with it. That matters when you're anchoring influence in the Pacific. Music, food, surfing, volcanoes, beaches. Hawaii exports an idea of America that feels human, warm, and ancient at the same time. It's hard to see Hawaii as just another state when it feels like another world. And that emotional gravity, it quietly pulls the Pacific closer. Fact 8. Hawaii produces things America can't replace anywhere else. Forget beaches for a second. Hawaii grows stuff the rest of the country simply can't. Real coffee, real vanilla, commercial cacao, rare flowers. Even specific military-grade plants used for research. That's because Hawaii sits at a weird biological crossroads: tropical, volcanic soil, isolated, pest-controlled, and climate-stable. The U.S. government actually treats parts of Hawaii like a living laboratory. If something works here, it can work nowhere else. Hawaii isn't just scenery, it's America's only true tropical test kitchen. Fact 9. Living in Hawaii means planning for what if the ship doesn't come. Here's everyday reality. Almost everything in Hawaii arrives by boat. Food, fuel, medicine, building materials. Mess up once and it shows immediately. That's why locals stock up, plan ahead, and don't panic easily. It's normal to hear someone say, we'll wait till next week. Hawaii quietly teaches patience, backup plans, and self-reliance. Fact 10. Hawaii quietly controls who and what gets to enter America. Hawaii isn't just isolated, it's guarded like a biological vault. The state has some of the strictest entry rules in the entire United States. Fruits, plants, animals, even muddy hiking boots can get you stopped at the airport. Why? Because one invasive species can wreck the whole system. A single snake, insect, or plant disease could wipe out native species that exist nowhere else on Earth. That's why Hawaii runs agricultural inspections that feel more intense than customs. Think of it this way. Hawaii isn't just protecting itself, it's acting as America's first biodefense checkpoint in the Pacific. Fact 11. Hawaii lives in the future and the past. Hawaii is one of the last places on Earth to see a new day literally. It's almost a full day behind parts of Asia. While Tokyo is already planning tomorrow's meetings, Hawaii is still deciding what to eat for dinner. That weird time position makes Hawaii feel disconnected from the global rush. News arrives later, trends arrive later, panic arrives later too. But history arrives early. Ancient traditions here never got overwritten by constant urgency. Hawaii didn't fall behind the world. It simply chose not to race it. And that slower rhythm quietly protects culture in a way speed never could. Fact 12. You can't own Hawaii the way you think. In many places, buying land means owning it forever. Hawaii says, not really. Large portions of land still follow ancient concepts tied to stewardship, not domination. Some areas are protected by cultural law, environmental restrictions, or ancestral claims that go back centuries. This is why development moves slowly, sometimes painfully so. Resorts don't just pop up. Roads don't just expand. Hawaii doesn't ask, how much money do you have? It asks, do you understand where you're standing? That mindset quietly limits exploitation and frustrates outsiders who expect paradise to behave like a mall. Fact 13. Hawaii is America's cultural firewall. Everything arriving in Hawaii gets filtered. Languages, food, music, even attitudes. Because Hawaii was never fully absorbed the way mainland regions were, it became a cultural firewall. Asian, Polynesian, American, and European influences blended instead of replacing each other. That's why locals don't think in either or. You can eat Japanese breakfast, attend a Hawaiian ceremony, speak English, and follow American law all before lunch. This cultural layering makes Hawaii incredibly adaptable and incredibly resistant to being rebranded. You can visit Hawaii, you can live there, but fully rewriting it, history shows that almost never works. Fact 14. Paradise charges an invisible tax. Hawaii looks small on a map. Living there feels expensive in ways spreadsheets don't capture. Everything arrives by ship or plane. Food, cars, fuel, building materials, even trash removal costs more. Milk doesn't just cost more because it's organic. It costs more because it crosses an ocean. This creates a quiet pressure. Locals adapt, outsiders complain, and only some stay. That invisible tax shapes society. People share more, waste less, fix instead of replace. Hawaii didn't choose sustainability because it's trendy. It chose it because isolation makes waste brutally obvious. Fact 15. Hawaii doesn't feel small when you're there. On a map, Hawaii is a dot. In real life, it feels like a self-contained universe. Mountains, deserts, rainforests, snow, volcanoes, ancient chants, modern satellites, all stacked into one place. There's no just drive to the next state. There's no easy escape when things break. That creates something rare: accountability. People feel consequences faster here. Environmentally, socially, emotionally. Hawaii's power isn't loud. It doesn't need to be. It simply exists isolated, essential, and impossible to ignore once you truly understand it. Hawaii looks like a dot, a vacation postcard, a place people fly to when they want to forget sadness. But now, you know better. This isn't just a chain of islands. It's a pressure point, a crossroads, a place where geography, culture, nature, and power collide in ways most people never stop to think about. Hawaii didn't accidentally become important. It was shaped slowly, violently, deliberately by forces much bigger than beaches and sunsets. Every wave, every volcano, every tradition here exists because survival demands it. Nothing arrived easily. Nothing stayed by accident. And that's why Hawaii doesn't shout for attention, it doesn't have to. So here's the real question. If Hawaii disappeared from the map tomorrow, how long would the world keep moving like nothing happened? If this video changed how you see Hawaii even a little, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still thinks this place is just a vacation. Because some of the most powerful places on Earth don't look powerful at all until you understand them.